Let's go.
I think we're live. I think.
Yeah.
We'll do it live.
All right.
Okay. Commence.
So what are we talking about today?
So I think the idea was the topic was American sports cars that were not Corvettes, but I think there's actually a lot to say on this because it doesn't just have to be like a list of American sports cars, but it could be like what is required for it to be like, let's say, the greatest American sports car, and what is required for it to even be an American sports car. So what I mean by that is, if you look at the original GT40, it was designed by what's his name, Eric Broadley in England. So not an American design; it just happened to have an American a collaboration with an American car company.
Yeah, well, the money behind it.
So yeah, it's funny because if you see the movie like what is it, Ford versus Ferrari or Ferrari versus Ferrari? I don't know.
Yeah, it's like a lot of Ken Miles and Carroll.
It just appears. The car just shows up.
It just
suddenly. Yeah, I thought that was such an interesting way to tell that story, or not tell that whole story.
Yeah, because it's basically mostly Lola, right?
Mm-hmm. And yeah, and actually the better design was the T70, but for some reason they decided for the Ford GT to go with the heavier style design.
What is the better one?
The Lola T70 was like the actual like top performing car of the time because it was a lot lighter.
Damn.
Like I look at a Mark III Coupe or Mark III B, it was like the same time period as the Ford, but it was lighter, lower, wider, better aero.
Better looking too.
I think it is better looking too. Yeah. There was one of those. We can do a discussion on this at some other point, but there was one of these that someone had in Southern California, a Lola T70 street legal, all white, and they would run up and down the 15 freeway at 200 miles an hour in the 80s. I shit you not. Yeah, I'm gonna look more into that, but that was.
He probably bought it because it crashed at Riverside.
Honestly, yeah, it was probably some. Yeah, you don't just happen to get that car.
No, not at all.
There was a dude who had a Lola who was on the Jay Leno garage, and he had it. He got it for free. This is the photo that I love right here because.
I know the one you're talking about. It was like, and he restored it. It was like a white. It was it was like a silver. It was a really pretty car.
Yeah, it was really nice. Yeah, right there.
But yeah, there it is. Yeah, that one. The Mark. What is it called? The GT.
Mark 6 GT.
Mark 6.
It's
what
so
a beautiful car.
Little.
Yeah, it's tiny.
But yeah,
I love all these cars are.
It looks like a Zagato from the back.
It was like a worked out privateer car.
Mm-hmm.
And he got it for free when he was like 17, just by hanging around, or he got it for like $800 or $80 or something. It was preposterous. I like the outside silver, inside blue.
That's really nice.
Also, is this the gas cap up here? This is gonna go into Pinterest now. Ugh, this website. At least they have nice photos. Is this the gas cap?
Could be.
But where
like a hole in the hole?
No, I don't get it. But probably just for looks, honestly. I don't get it.
Maybe it's there for gas, but then you can pop the hood too and get access to other stuff.
Yeah, this is the guy, I think. Look at the interior. Woo!
Yeah.
Look at this thumb ripper.
So yeah, I guess my question in this case would be: could you consider the Ford GT to be like an American sports car, or at least the original, like Mark I Lola derived?
Oh, I would say yeah.
Yeah.
I think I don't know.
Because in my mind,
I don't know much
Ford
about
is split.
The development about it. You mean in
Ford is split
Ford?
In my mind. Like Ford has always been half or like 40% British.
Yeah.
Like that's how I always just see Ford. Like so in my mind, it's like, oh, this is just British Ford.
Right. Yes, so, American. Yeah.
Yeah, because this has nothing to do
with America.
Yeah, it's like you look at the Escorts, you look at the Ford Focus RS,
all the Cazis,
the original RS200. Yeah, it's like I've always just
Hmm.
the Courier, the Ford Courier, it's like
Super van.
I forgot about the Cortina.
Never
Um,
forget about the Ford Cortina.
Yeah,
This is
that's such a nice looking car.
Such a yeah. I don't want to sound like an old guy, but when we were in high school, there was one of these for sale that was like, kind of rusty for like $4,000.
Hmm.
That's crazy.
I know. It was like not like cancered out or anything. Because don't these have the same? They have the same engine as the Elise, or no, as the Elon, right?
Elon, yeah.
Elon Musk.
Yeah, please don't say Elon.
Right. Land.
I don't know. I guess you could consider. I mean, it's American owned. I don't know. It's like a
It doesn't matter to me.
the
I'm just curious,
engine.
like because like you look at like kind of the inverse situation.
Mhm.
The inverse situation is the new Acura NSX,
Mm-hmm.
a Japanese car company, a Japanese parent car company, but the car was, I'm
Pretty
pretty
much
sure, like
US
almost fully
exclusive.
engineered here in
Right.
America.
Right.
That's why no one likes it.
And
It's not JDM.
I would consider this a great sports car.
Right. No, yeah, same here.
It's going
I
out of
think it's
production
more
like
of
this
what.
week, right? They just
Yeah, it's
canceled
done.
it.
Yeah.
What? Back to the Ford GT. What do you associate it more as an American or British thing?
I think that one British.
Okay, because because a lot, when you hear people talk about it, it's like American pride, this and that, America, this and that.
Oh, like
most of it.
America One.
Right.
The
Yeah.
Le
Exactly.
Mans.
But
Yeah.
but
Exactly.
we did it.
Then
Well,
Carroll Shelby, a Texan.
well, it's a Texan and living in California. But
Right.
I think he was good at just browbeating people into like, fine, Jesus, sure. Like I think that was his best thing, is being a browbeater, right?
Right.
I don't know. What were you gonna say, Luis?
I think that was pretty much it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's one of those. In my head, when I think of Ford GT, I think of it's America, basically. Like I'm not a patriotic person, but that's really what comes to mind.
It just reminds me of like my dad being like, and they beat Ferrari, and then they were like, we're done, we did it, and they never did it ever again.
Like the moon
America.
landing.
Like I think it's something that like Mustang guys hold close to their heart,
Yeah.
It's
Definitely.
it's for that generation with their Mustangs, they think about the GT like dudes a little older than us are like, I have an Integra. NSXs are really good.
Oh, that would be
Cool.
me. 100%. I'd be like, oh, it's just like the race car.
Right?
It's
Right.
just like yeah, no, I get it.
God, that's cool.
I get it.
Yeah, I love those
So-
seats.
That should be
It's
your
funny
answer
'cause
right
I
there.
think-
Look which side the steering wheel's on.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I see. I've always just seen it as a British car. I don't know.
But
Different opinions. Doesn't matter.
But then obviously, like the new one, the
Yeah.
newest one. I mean, that has to be American, right? I don't think that's.
It has
I mean,
to
I
be,
think it's
but
Canadian made, but I don't really think
right.
that
It
matters.
doesn't fit any Americans though.
Yeah, no, it wasn't designed.
Have you seen? I think it was
just
John
reminds me-
Cena.
yeah, just say it just reminds me of John Cena. That's all I think of. Look at this
Oh, there
guy.
he is.
He's like, I'm gonna Whipple charge it.
And remove the rear bumper.
It's getting a Whipple. Is that what people do?
Yeah, they remove the rear bumper a lot on the second
The
generation.
rear bumper looks so good
Yeah.
when they take it off. Yeah, it looks
it's
so
just
nice.
it's way more flesh and better looking.
In my mind, it's like
There goes the third image, Dylan.
This one?
the third. Yeah,
Yeah.
right there. Click on it.
So
Or actually, the
Or
second
the
one
second
might be
image.
better.
Yeah, second image
Yeah.
is better.
oh, good gravy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
real nice. They do that, and then they like if you get like my favorite is like when it's no stripe, all red, with those optional wheels that you see in that photo with the bumper delete. It's like fuck. It's so good. No stripe is my favorite. Oh yeah, look on the top image.
Oh, that's
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that thing is so good looking.
I get tired of racing stripes.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like
What kind of American are you?
moms in Florida.
With
driving a
V6 Camaro.
Yeah. Dylan. It just reminds me of Dylan Ingram's mom. Trans Am.
Yeah.
It's a weird looking car.
Yeah, it's
I
like
love
they
it.
really. Yeah, I love it too. But they really
This car-
kind of we're
This
going through that
car
retro thing.
on
They're going through it
Texas
hard.
Mile. This car it holds like the speed record for it went like 300 miles an hour in like a mile or something
That's
like
ridiculous.
that. In
The
in a
Texas
half mile, yeah, in a half mile it hit 250. and then the last half mile it took 50, to go 50 miles an hour more.
What are these things, like 180 now?
No, they're like
No,
300.
yeah, way
Really?
more.
Oh, I thought they.
They
Yeah.
sold new for 150 and they never went down. There was like a very
Yeah.
gradual increase over the past 10, 15 years, and then it just shot up last year, obviously, like everything
Doug
else
DeMuro
did.
has one.
Of
Yeah.
course he does. Someone probably gave
Um,
it to him. But then you got to deal with this ugly.
yeah, it's not as cool as the.
The speedometer
nowhere
is
near as
not
nice
far
as
right.
Looks like-
If you notice that.
It looks like a
Yeah.
KitchenAid mixer.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't know if you guys had any other ideas, like what you guys thought of when you guys think of American sports cars.
Oh,
or
I
just
have
other
a list. You know, I always
Yeah,
come over
I have a list
prepared.
too, but I'm like, I don't know if.
Well, how about this? I'll
Yeah.
throw a weird one in there.
Sure.
The OG Tesla Roadster.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's very British though.
Is it?
No.
It's only maybe the
Well, you mean the
chassis,
the
maybe?
Lotus? Is that
Yeah.
what you're saying?
But
Yeah.
it's an American. I guess could this be another Ford GT example, like the GT40?
Remember this photo? Where the
Yeah, I
guy-
drove one.
This is so Grand Theft Auto. This photo.
Yeah. What do you call it? San Andreas in the background.
What was
That's
that
cool.
you were saying? It's English. No, I know. I don't know much about these. So what it's
It's sitting like on a Lotus or based on a Lotus Solis, no?
Yeah.
yeah.
And it has. Then they just had 1,000 pounds worth of batteries, and that it originally came with a 2-speed, and then they updated them to a 1-speed,
What
and
is
eventually
this?
I don't know.
It's got an
That's
AC
E0.
logo on it. Oh, it's got the same steering wheel as my car.
Yeah.
Almost.
They had really small batteries though, or battery
Originally.
capacity, right, for the time.
Yeah.
it's-
And then
So
you could upgrade them to what was called the R80 package, would give it an 80 kilowatt hour battery.
I think they're the
Okay.
best looking car that Tesla's made by a considerable margin. But
Have you seen the concept for the new Roadster?
yeah, it's like 928.
I like it a lot. I'm a big fan of it. Well, then
Mhm.
again, I'm a Tesla fanboy. So what can I say?
Is this the best American sports car now when it comes out?
That's a good question.
I'll
I don't
say
know.
It's one of the most American ones out there.
That
Maybe.
looks so.
It's gonna have a hard time beating the Cadillac XLR for that spot.
Right. That was actually one of the cars on my list.
Yeah. It was one of the first cars that came up, and it's like, I know the idea was American sports cars that's not a Corvette. I don't know if I said that in the beginning.
Yeah.
But the whole idea was obviously the best American sports car is the Corvette.
Mhm.
Oh god.
So, but I mean,
looks-
come on.
It looks
This
like,
was a Corvette, right? Without the Corvette engine, basically.
yeah. They just took like the best V8 ever made in mass production and replaced it with a North Star, like a
Right.
4x4.
I really like this car.
Is that what
'cause it
the
was-
XLR-V had or not?
XLR-V had the 4.8, I think. 4. Oh no, so the little one was a 4.6 and the big one was a supercharged 4.4.
Okay.
This is just their attempt at competing against with the Mercedes SL.
It's just so
Yeah,
bad.
seems about right.
Oh, look, it even says, contrary to popular belief, right above your cursor, it was not intended to compete with the BMW M6 and Mercedes SL. Okay, I'm sorry.
Did a Cadillac PR person write this?
My mistake.
You know what I all the time I think about what's the big one? Not it's the Trailblazer.
Yeah,
What's that
the
called? Oh
Saab.
wait, predecessor. Cadillac Alante.
that was a nice car.
Yeah, they're really cool. The interior.
That was a really good looking car.
SRX.
What are you asking? Or which one was it?
God.
Escalade?
Did they make an SRX V? No.
No.
What
They
else?
had an ATS-V and a CTS-V.
No, they didn't have an SUV V back then.
No, only the cars, the coupe and the
Yeah,
sedan.
there was the CTS-V, the STS-V, and the XLR-V. and
Did
then
they
they
have
had
ATS?
Huh.
Not back then, no.
Oh, okay.
It could be a false conflation then in my head, but I think about there was a Cadillac V.
I think you're thinking of 97X Aero, maybe?
But it had Led Zeppelin in the commercial.
I don't know. Maybe it was just a normal the normal Escalade had, I think, the top Vortec engine. Like even the base second gen Escalade, I think had a 6.0 with 400 pound-feet of torque.
But wing.
Okay. The Blackwing, I think.
Yeah,
Blackwing,
What it says.
I saw
Those
one
things
of
are
those.
nuts.
Maybe I saw one. I can't remember.
I don't know. They all look
Yeah,
they're not the most interesting cars.
no,
to
they are
me.
not.
All right, who's next?
You go, Alistair. I have almost no thoughts on this because I don't want to talk about the Fiero again.
Well, I actually have that car on my list, but
Excellent.
let's see. There's the there's two. I'm in between two. I'm not sure. Mosler MT900.
Ah,
Sweet.
Yeah, I really like it. We've brought it up before. I think
900S.
so the whole premise with this car was the original goal was supposed to be 900 kilograms, and it didn't until way later in development. So when it first came out,
That's ambitious.
yeah, but they did it with that Photon. Whatever
What did these have? Like a G50 or like a Porsche transmission?
I don't know. It was a 6-speed
A
though.
Hewland transmission. Oh god.
Well, that's the Photon though. The
Jesus.
Photon sold for like 4 or 5 times the price of a normal MT900.
I like how they were like, we will get it to 900.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
then they made two.
took them. And I
7
think
years
what's
apart.
his name has one, like fucking George Lucas or Steven Spielberg has one. Oh yeah, George Lucas there.
That's actually pretty cheap for like the first one. I really want one of these.
No, the Photon was like the Photon was like 600,000. Yeah, the normal one was.
This thing will go straight to warp.
Engage.
Did I send you guys the video of him talking about? I think it might be a little bit too much.
No.
I'll show you some other time.
All right.
Okay. Continue with.
But the cool thing about
the
thing I like about this car is that it actually raced. It actually raced in Le Mans. It actually raced in endurance racing.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, like there it is. In it raced in GT300
Singapore.
So
Yeah.
who put this together? Some crazy rich man?
Oh
hell yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was
yeah.
gonna say. This was one of the cars we talked about in that episode of Ugly Sports Cars, and this is actually a car I'd like to do a full episode on.
Yeah, this car's a cool
on,
story.
Yeah, all on its own.
I think you could do like a great hardcore history style episode on something like this. Like research it out, tell the whole story, the origin.
Yeah, I'd like to, because this one went through like a lot of all the Moslers have gone through like it's like a recursive, like iterative improvements. Everyone is different. Every single one is different. Different headlights, different brakes, different brake lights, different engines, different cooling systems. Everything is like they will only make like a batch of 5 and then just improve it, kind of like a Pagani or something.
I like how it went from at some point it had a K car turbo.
Yeah,
LT1.
the GLHS
goes like hell.
What was it? And some more.
Some more, yeah.
Some more. I always thought it was the Goes Like Hell special, but some more is better.
Some more is so much better. Yeah.
You know what I actually wanted to talk about was the
Fiero.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to like put in for like the most American. This is what Americans think a sports car is a T-top Chrysler Cordoba. As just like everything wrong with American society, driving this to Walmart.
I love how you say this, like, as if we were in the 1970s.
Well,
because most Americans do not think that this is a sports car anymore.
Well,
but you're right.
No one's bought a sports car in 20 years in America except for me.
Yeah.
So, but like they were like, well, you know.
Yeah, the T-top is a must.
Is this what I was looking for? The Chrysler Laser T-top too. I just wanted to put this in as a car that I wonder if it's good at all, if it's fun.
Is it a Sterion? Is it based on a Sterion?
No, this is a front-wheel drive thing.
Oh, so it's like based on like a Shadow,
Mitsubishi, I think,
or like a Spirit or whatever.
A Mitsu, a rice burner.
Dodge Daytona.
G-body.
Okay,
it's a K car.
Yeah, that's cool.
So this is the Carroll Shelby one. But I'm wondering if it's even remotely possible that these are fun.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I have a go back. Sorry, to the silver one. That is a Porsche 928.
Also, it looks like a Ford probe.
It does look like a Ford Probe, especially with
Remember
that high
cars with
fender
this
line
too?
going into the mirror.
The weird
Yeah.
black trim that would turn into like good stuff foam.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I do.
Oh look,
Coolio.
Little Red Express.
Oh yeah, the first like sports truck, right? Basically.
Anyways, oh these
That's cool.
These had an IROC version too.
That's awesome. I forgot about these completely.
I don't
Yeah,
think
definitely.
I think I might have seen one in person once. They didn't make that many of them. But look at this is the other thing that's cool. Look at the
Great
bizarre.
engines. Yeah.
I think this
That's
is
the one in the 3000 GT. Yeah.
Yeah,
No shit.
this one just went out of production this year.
Well, the non-turbo
It's
3000 GT.
in the Pajero.
But yeah, that was in everything.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
What was it in? This is beside the point. Okay, you guys continue to talk about sports cars because I don't know anything about them. Yeah, it was in the Pajero.
All
They
right.
canceled the Pajero this year.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Luis?
Well, should I do another one of mine?
Yeah, sure.
You should.
The Pontiac Firebird, the WS6.
Yes.
I love those cars so much. All I gotta say is ram air.
That is
last
such a cool
generation.
one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, last
I love
generation.
it in that bronze, like that, like pewter silver gold color.
You know, plus
This one?
yeah, you got flip up headlights too.
Yeah, like that
Flip up
color.
headlights, ram air.
What is that?
I don't know.
Oh, it's some Photoshop bullshit.
Yeah,
What is this pewter gold that you like?
it's like in 5 different images.
Is it this one?
Yeah, that color. Yeah.
I picked the best example of the color, clearly.
Yeah.
It's all rusted doors, chewed up.
Is that for sale? I want to know.
Can you change the clutch easily?
Yeah, that's what I need to know actually.
Oh, there's Jay Leno in it right there, the 5th picture in on that same.
I actually watched that episode. It was really
I did
good.
too. It's cool because the Ram Air like actually adds like 2
Mhm.
horsepower. Like it's BS, but not as BS as everything else that American car.
You can get like a factory exhaust and intake for like 5 more horsepower. I read.
Growing up, I thought these were so ugly, and I completely I completely walked back on that now. It took me about 20 years to finally realize, like, no, this is actually
They're
a really
so
cool
good
car.
looking. Yeah.
They do look good, and in person, they have a really good shape. Like in person, it looks.
Yeah, they have presence.
Yeah, I like them a lot. It just
Definitely.
took me way too long to get on board with these.
And so I like that it has active aero. That's not the right word, but
Functional aero.
Yeah, functional hood aero. That like it. God, that. Oh God.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Why do I keep
Liberty Walk
on these wide bodies? So yeah, there's actually like a little skinny. Isn't there an intake like right here? Can you guys see my cursor?
Yeah, we can see the cursor.
There we go. You can see it here. So yeah, it actually rams the air.
Yeah, amazing.
Dodge
to the
father. Yeah, I love it. It's a little too much. I like these because I don't want to say what I'm about to say, but they're never going to make something this batty ever again.
Oh no.
It looks like a snarling pit bull as it drives down the road.
It was a Camaro with basically Corvette parts, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So what they had bigger brakes. Were they like?
It was like a handling. Well, the WS6 was the handling package.
2-pot calipers. Because I like the old ones even, like the older but.
You mean like an older Trans Am?
That's not the stock hood, is it?
Like a 3rd gen? No, it's not. Like a 3rd gen F body is what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Like the older ones? Yeah, those are cool. But there wasn't a WS6 for those. It was just the GT and the GTA. And then there was another one, but I don't remember the name of it.
This one had,
like the top one.
WS6.
It did?
Yeah.
In the 3rd gen?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it doesn't seem like it does much, but all right.
Probably not. It's probably still a creaky, rattly piece of crap.
Oh, sorry. Go to the left, please. Same row. Go down 2 images. That one is so fucking cool. There's something to me that I love about American sports cars or American supercars from this era, like late 1980s. This image actually is what started this whole topic, because I love this about American design aesthetic, where they have the machined wheels.
Oh, the huge monoblocks.
Yeah, monoblock, like just machine finish. Please, can you pull up the the Caprice SS 1996. Or did we lose Dylan?
One
Oh
minute.
no, I think. Oh, okay. Well, anyway, so that was a car that came from the factory with those style wheels.
Like we want to be Boyd.
1996 Caprice. Yeah. Well, in my mind, it's like, nah, this is just purely functional. Like, it doesn't need. I love those wheels. Like it.
I freak out when I see these ugly things.
It's
Impala
just.
SS.
Oh, I called it a Caprice, right? My bad.
Yeah.
Same thing. You're forgiven.
Yeah, like it's just like because American engineering, like in this time period, was like very much like fighter jets, aerospace tech, which is all very ugly design, like industrial design. It's like all very
Ducts.
yeah, it's all just very ugly and functional.
It's like
And
it doesn't matter if it looks like a flying Coke bottle if it's faster than the Russians.
right, and then but when they take that design philosophy and they restrain it a little bit, I think you end up with some really cool like end result, like a C4 Corvette ZR1. Like
Definitely.
in my mind, that's like when it all just kind of like.
Have you seen this build, the Icon Caprice?
No.
So it's like got a really the guy's like works in New York and lives in LA or something and just wanted
I mean,
like
yeah.
a car
okay.
that no one's gonna see. So it's got LS something or other. But the best part, and they stripped it down to the frame, did it like it's like $100,000 for them to do anything, right? It's got an LS3, yeah. And I like it because he was like, yeah, the customer wanted one of those Chevy 6-speeds, and I told him it was stupid, but it was his money, so we put it in. Because he's like, it's just endless overdrive that you don't need. He's like, I don't understand like why. He's like, you get 1 mile per gallon more, and it's going to cost you $10,000 more to put it in, which is the most American way to look at this problem.
You mean the T56?
No, he put in a 6-speed auto.
Oh.
And he was like, just put in a 4L80, right? Just put in a truck 4-speed and go. I just love that the final, it looks like a 14-year-old's car, and that they went down to the frame.
Stance Nation.
The cool, well, the 6L80 is an interesting one because it's not the strongest transmission, if I'm not mistaken, from the factory. But
I don't recall what it had. But
the cool thing is that you can basically run it with the higher, shorter, with a higher gear on the back.
Yeah.
And so you'll get the benefits of good acceleration too.
Like
whereas if you run right, well, if you run 273 with the 4L80 to get highway RPM, it's gonna be a dog in the low end. So the cool thing is you get the extra speeds, you get the overdrive, you kick up the rear gear, and now you can basically get the same highway cruising RPM, but with the it'll take off, it'll launch.
I like this about the build too. He's like, he's got locking compartments, permanent inverter, permanently wired in fridge, and then has like these little tracks for his custom luggage that he straps them down so it's not slapping around back there.
Nice. It's like a daily car for him.
Yeah, this was
just
like
for people on the freeway.
Yeah, just for somebody who spends all their time on the 10 freeway. I don't know, not the most original build at all, but I just like that it's well done for what it is.
I mean, they always do nice things. Those Icon
for what it costs.
Companies. Right.
It had better be perfect.
Yeah.
What else you got?
For American sports cars?
Yeah.
I would say the Panos Esperante.
Ooh, I had that on my list too.
Really? Yeah,
not my top 5, but like the backups.
Oh, you ordered them?
I on Google Keep I made a list of cars.
Okay.
And I filled in 5 of my main cars, and then with some information, and then like another 10 with just kind of extra. It's like no filler, but just like a list of cars.
I have to ask: is a Vector on that list? Is there a Vector on that list?
There is.
Yeah, I figured. That's cool.
I love that car. I've seen the W8 and the the W12, I think, in person.
This looks like it's close to you, actually.
So this is
Cisco.
The Vector in my mind. Okay, I know we just brought up the Panos, but whatever. The point is the Vector in my mind is the epitome of that 80s fighter jet aesthetic.
Oh yeah. That car has some nutty stats, like performance.
I mean, yeah, it does. But
the design,
Yeah, but just like the whole look they were going for was just crazy. And then when you kind of dial that back a little bit, I think that's when it starts to look really cool because it looks
Mhm.
like it's like an engineer trying to make something actually appealing to the mass market.
Oh god, that looks great.
And you end up with like the digital gauges from
Oh, yeah.
like a 300ZX or something.
Mhm.
I mean, I know it's a Japanese car, but in this case, I
Yeah.
guess the C4 Corvette.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Were you-
Anyway, so the
were you talking about the Vector just now, right?
yeah, the Vector is
Okay.
just like it's way over the top, like styling,
definitely.
but it's that same language in my mind. Yeah.
It's what American style. It's like a cyberpunk thing, 80s thinking about what's the year 2000 gonna be
Yeah.
like.
These
Yeah.
like the execution of these remind me of like those last cool stick shift Maseratis. Like
These
just
cars were cool too. You could like order and you can ask for like any engine, any transmission. They would just shove it in there for you custom. Like
Love
It's
it.
true.
build the car to your like.
It seems that
Yeah.
way, don't it? Oh god,
Yeah.
with a Coyote. I love this
I
stuff.
mean, I'm
guys.
sure there's even way more that's not listed there.
I like
Right.
how
But
the zip code of the factory is listed.
but in my mind, this is like one of the just purest examples of American sports cars
hmm
as a company, the Panos.
Can
I mean,
I
because it's Don Panos, like he's a legend
Right.
in
So-
in American motorsports. Yeah, go ahead.
how much did I could be going for a stretch here, but how much did he want this car to look like this car? Right?
I don't know, maybe. Yeah,
Like-
I can see it. I can see it.
This curve, this French curve in the door and right through here. I mean,
Mhm.
it's obviously a very different car, and then the 3 or 4 bump front.
Sure.
I don't know. That's what it reminded me
No,
of.
I never thought about it. I always thought it was
Yeah.
a very weird looking car, but I just admired like what do you call it? Its provenance. Like its status in American sports car racing.
It's kind of forgotten now, unfortunately.
So what do these?
Yeah.
What do these go for?
I don't
They
know,
got-
but
they
they were
got
about
over 100.
$100,000 new back
Right.
then, like
It's
20
just-
years ago.
So this one's just got Mustang stuff, T45 and a 4.6.
Yeah, but that was still $100,000 back then.
Yeah, well, it's not a Mustang.
Back then, so it was probably 150
Let's-
adjusted for today. I don't know how much these go for now, honestly, because
No.
It's
they're not
interesting.
really a
Let's see.
thing anymore.
Well,
I would
let's-
say probably still 100,000.
Don't forget about the Panos GTR1 or GTR.
Well,
whatever
yeah,
it's
the
called.
GTR1 was like just stunning.
Nutty. Like it was like a GT1 car.
Mhm.
God, they're giving them away, dude.
50,000?
It's not bad.
That isn't bad. How much are the rest? I can't see the numbers. They're too small.
Enhance.
Oh, thanks. 80,000 for a really, really nice one, apparently.
They all
Yeah.
look pretty nice. What is these? What is this, like a Lotus based idea thing?
No, I think they were the same car as the other one, as
It's
the Esperante.
That is a hilarious looking little thing, isn't it?
I think they were all the same cars, just this was before. I forgot about the Roadster.
I mean, you get the
I did
the
too.
GTLM. This is probably the best one, right?
don't
This is
know.
when it was peak. For me, this was peak Panos, but I know later on they kept updating them
It
and
kind of reminds
making them even better.
Well,
But
this is the first. They had a second
RX-7
generation. They
vibes, too.
facelifted it a bit.
they did have a facelift like 10 years later, right?
Yeah, it was really good looking. I thought
Yeah, that was cool.
it had like that. The back was covered up like what Camaro people would call the burger panel, like a black segment or black panel in the back.
Yeah, that was cool.
These are neat. And they're. I mean, come on. I
That's really cheap.
I
for what
always
you're
used to
getting.
use this example, but if the Jeep Wrangler that you would get for 30, you wouldn't want, right?
Oh, you got BBSs, so man.
That's cool. This is a cool car.
Magnuson,
Yeah.
I'd buy this for sure. This is a cool like second car.
hmm
and it's got the what are those things called? It's got the De Tomaso effect. The interior stuff you'll never find, but you can probably fix what's in there, and then you don't have to worry about the rest.
Oh
because
yeah.
It's just code
American.
words, right?
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
These
It's
look
good
like
thing
a
about-
lot of off the shelf stuff.
And
Mhm.
I got to say, the convertible doesn't look ugly. A lot of the time for these
No, yeah,
smaller
true.
companies, the convertibles look like
Yeah,
buck-toothed.
yeah, they look all fucked up like a Porsche 356.
Mhm.
Yeah,
They look
just
fucked up.
or like
Oh, look,
wait,
there's
uh,
Cobra. Interesting.
Like these, like they always look like.
It's like wacky racers. I fucking hate that. No, it's so ugly.
They might just
forgot
keep it
about this.
forever. Keep it off.
This
I
one looks
forgot
really
about
good,
the.
but
That one looks cool, but then there was a hard top that was also kind of wonky, wasn't there?
yeah, really wonky.
Oh god, I hate that so much.
It's like a cursed image.
It is cursed. Look at this.
That one. That's what I remember.
That one's weird looking.
What do you
Why
guys
are
think
they-
about these?
I don't know
What
what,
is
that is.
that?
It's the Factory 5 that's based on a WRX.
I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
Why build it?
Yeah, I don't know anything
Why
about it.
put the
You
money
want a
into
sports
it?
car?
Just get a
Sports car with
WRX.
get a sports car with a WRX noise, I guess.
Yeah.
It looks less WRX.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, I don't know.
God, I cannot
Do
type
kit
at
cars
all.
count? I mean, I don't know. Is the Panos a kit car? I guess it's kind of a fine line.
Kind
there, huh?
of.
It's
It's
not
somewhere in
exactly a kit car.
between.
Could you drive it off of a lot?
I don't think so. I don't know. I mean, I
Maybe.
think they were all like built to order.
But did
Mhm.
you, the buyer, ever have to pick up a wrench?
Look at that. It says. It even said, I
They
think,
still
on
sell
the
it.
header. It said, yeah, that's what you were saying. It's like a facelift.
That's cool.
Oh, there's the GTR one.
I love that the sounds like thunder goes like lightning. It is an American car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
I
that they're
think
still
weren't
making
they
this. That's
weren't-
badass.
like they had some association with like Laguna Seca or something, didn't they?
I don't know.
And you want to talk about a logo?
There. Click on the GTR one, please. Oh,
This
that is such cool. Yeah.
this is like a Bricklin looking thing.
This thing was so sick.
Yeah. It was one of the last cars that had like front engine rear drive, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like the last LMP1 car to have a front engine.
I think it's.
Well, there was
like,
the Roadster version of that.
Mm.
Remember that was the
Yeah.
what was it
I'm a
called? Like
suck.
DP1 or something?
I'm a sucker for long hoods and like really far rear mounted like cockpit.
Yeah, like a Viper or
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want
TVR.
to show the degree to which I don't know expensive cars at all, but these really seem like an American TVR. Not as insane, but just like
Mhm.
kind of batty. Doesn't look like anything else. You know, like if you see these, you're like, oh, that's what that is. If you know.
Right. The TVR is a little more extravagant with their design.
Yeah, they go
Yeah.
insane. But this goofball front end, but it's cool. This is cool because it actually is this underneath, which makes
It
really
raced
cool.
too.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, it was full prototype race car. It was a Le Mans racing car.
that's
Mhm.
awesome.
Yeah. No, the engineering is there. The engineering has always been there. That's why I'm saying like it's not just like a kit car to me.
Right.
It was always like
I mean,
I don't know what you would call it, like a gentleman's racer.
It's
Like
not
it
a,
was just like yeah.
it's not a kit car if you never have to touch a wrench before you buy it. That's the line for me. You have to touch a wrench, it's a kit car, right?
Well, I mean, or a used kit car. What about,
Yeah.
you know? What about a used kit car? You don't have to.
That would scare me.
Oh, they built a Delta Wing? I didn't know that.
I thought that was. I guess
I thought it was a
I thought
Nissan
that was
thing for some
Nissan. Yeah,
reason.
that's in my
Yeah.
mind. That's a Nissan thing, but I guess not.
Unless they have their own.
It's a
I don't know.
concept. I don't think it ever actually existed.
No, not that car. The other one. The second tab.
Oh, Delta Wing,
that
this
one.
thing.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there's no photos. Oh, there.
Yeah, there's right there.
That's
I think
great.
it's so funky.
I think it was actually fast. I think it was really
Yeah.
fast.
But it got into a lot of accidents so people wouldn't see the nose and just cut it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's motorcycle effect.
hmm
So the guy who started this company is still alive?
Don Panos? I don't think so.
Oh, well,
But he was the owner of IMSA, right?
Okay.
they look really good tracked
I
out.
think I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think he was like the president of IMSA or ALMS, one of the two. So he was like a legit motorsport figure, like
Mhm.
as if I don't know who would be like comparable to that now. I don't know, like if
Elon. No, I'm just kidding.
Ross Brawn or someone from
Oh,
Formula
yeah.
One, decided to make
Mhm.
car. Adrian Newey making the Red Bull RB01.
Right.
So
That's cool.
Yep.
That's. I think that makes for some of the more interesting. Like, I'm gonna do what I want to do because I know better than you. Cars.
oh yeah, the handling was always like what it was known for. If you look at the handling on any review, like I mean, I'm sure there's a Motor Week review of the Panos Esperante from back in the day, but they always talked about the handling. So that's funny. I
Right.
did not expect this to be kind of like the top car.
The deep dive.
Yeah, the car that we spent the most time talking on.
I've
It's an
seen
obscure
the logo
American car.
before.
I
just
really like them.
that this
I
car.
feel like this is probably Dylan just discovering it, and that makes it so much more exciting.
Well,
It's like a Miata with a Mustang engine.
Yeah,
Almost.
it's a new Cobra.
and it's like this is cheaper than an RX-7 and better in every
Mhm.
single way.
Yeah, it's true.
But fanboys have never heard of them.
Right.
Not yet. I don't know. I don't know if these will ever become cool. Then again,
cool
there was a rapper. There was this rapper that had
That's
a
awesome.
Gillette Vertigo as their album car. Who was that rapper?
I don't remember.
Oh,
the spiders
I'm trying
look
to remember.
so good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they look cool. That was the facelift one.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's great. I'm all about this, man.
Mhm.
The closer it is to a Cobra, the more I like it. Basically,
That's what I think. That's what it is for you. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
basically.
21st century Cobra.
Yeah, and it's cheaper than a factory 5 kit car.
And it handles better than basically anything. I mean, it handles
Definitely.
amazing.
And you can get one with 7th. This would have been 50 by now, but
Yeah.
it's
Did you have another car? Or sorry.
Yeah,
I got plenty of cars, but
Yeah,
Dylan,
yeah.
did you have any?
I didn't. I've been working so much. I didn't think of anything.
All right.
So I figured I'll
all right,
just click.
Right. So here's a weird car. I don't know if you would consider it a sports car, but it is American. It's the Buick Riata.
Yes.
Cool. I like this. I like this.
I like this car. It's one of those kind of, I don't want to say guilty pleasures, but I don't know if it's a sports car. It looks sporty, flip up headlights. It has
think
like the
this
really long, thin, little kind of daytime lights. And I thought it was kind of cool looking. And it has that
Mhm.
V6 with it's kind of gutless. But the cool thing is it does have full independent suspension and full disc brakes, which I was surprised.
I don't know if it's this or the Elante, but I think the first year handled like a pig, and I learned this from watching Motor Week. So
It's based off of E chassis or E platform, whatever they call it.
And then I think the second year handled very nicely. It looks great in this. Like,
I like with the headlights down more.
A lot of the time, when you take a photo of a car this low, it looks awful.
It looks like an Accord there to me, like the 80s Accord.
Yeah.
Until recently, I don't think there's been a bad looking Accord.
The rear is kind of funky looking.
Yeah, the rear is interesting.
That's what I was going to say. When we're doing this, and you're like actually trying to get like good looks of cars, a lot of people do not like to take photos of the back of a car because they look bad. A lot of cars look bad from behind.
Like they eventually did have a convertible, but it was really limited production.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever seen one.
Yeah,
I think I've maybe seen like I said, an Elante, or what is the other one?
Elon.
What is the Buick version of it? And thought it was one
this
of these.
Yeah.
The LeBaron?
No,
this is the Buick Riata, right? Or which one are you thinking of? The Yeah, this is a good looking car. The Elante with its front wheel drive V8.
No, I had V6.
Oh, sorry, I'm talking about the Elante. It didn't have V8.
Oh,
yeah.
But what else? There was I'm thinking of these, right? Or no, I'm thinking the Riata.
Well, that's the Tornado.
Okay.
Or the Trofeo. There was the Trofeo. That was like the other one.
You're thinking of the Riviera, maybe?
No, I'm thinking of these two. I thought there was like a third car.
Because
Mike's
the Riata
dad had one of these, just like that, like an '88 Trofeo with the big ass touch, like screen in the dash. Yeah, that one.
I like how all the photos of it are like fingers poking it.
Yeah, I was gonna say
it works,
touchscreen, but then I thought about it, I'm like, I don't think it was touchscreen.
Well, the Riata and the Riviera shared the platform, the chassis.
Got it. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is one of those weird cars.
I like how it has. I like this part of American automotive history because it's just like all movies now where they're like, remember when? And then they have like this
cool handle.
Yeah, this cool handle like in 1966. Remember when?
And you get a 3rd degree burn on hot days.
And it's like, it just sucks.
Oh god, yeah, imagine touching that thing.
Mm-hmm.
The one in my Bronco would get nuclear hot, so I can imagine that one must be horrible.
You buy a sock for it or something.
Leather wrap it.
Right.
I feel like
extra stinky.
There we go. See the deluxe one.
Right.
Nice. That's what you gotta have.
Okay, so I
You gotta
sidetracked
pay
you.
more for that.
I like the seats.
Ooh, can you go down one image from the one you clicked on?
This one.
Yes, look at that.
Does that have Dayton's on it or not?
I wasn't even looking at that, but I was just looking at the big Buick
Yeah,
lettering, the wide tail light. That is
the light bar or whatever it is. It's a good looking
that's a good looking car.
yeah.
It's a personal luxury car. They don't exist anymore.
No.
I mean,
I
I
think
guess
that's probably
sports
the best way to
cars.
describe it because it's really not
But
a sports
like right
car.
there with the headlights down and the light bar, that looks so good.
Like if we here, wait.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I remember these.
I think part of the reason why there aren't very many sports cars in America is because of the interstate system, and we don't live in the European Alps for the most part, right? And
Mhm.
so I think that's why like a lot of American sports cars eventually turn into a personal luxury car.
I mean, I think they did for a while there. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think so anymore.
Hell yeah, brother.
I mean, if now this is all like a genre or category that's just completely gone now.
Mhm.
The only thing that's like even comparable to this is like the bottom of the barrel Audi A5 coupe or like BMW 4-cylinder, where it's like a sports car body with a normal ass underpinning.
With
You
an
know what I mean? Like you get
X1 running gear.
yeah, like it's just the normal 4-cylinder turbo engine, 200 horsepower, and you get a nice like classy looking car. It doesn't have any sporting intentions. It's good on gas. It looks fast. I mean, I guess you could say the same about the Camaro, like 4-cylinder Camaro and EcoBoost Mustangs. I totally forget those exist, but
Oh yeah. A friend just got one.
I
Really?
had one as a
Yeah.
rental, and you could kill yourself pretty quick on one of those. You could wrap that around a tree.
Or a couple people.
I like this
Mhm.
part about the 4-cylinder Camaros is it's like an old school American car where you can almost stand underneath the hood to work on it. There's so much
Mhm.
extra room.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
You have half the engine gone. Man, those new Camaros aren't very good looking though. Like the front
No.
ends. I had
Squinting at me.
I had one of those, but with the what do you call it, the SS2 or SS1 package or whatever. It had
Mhm.
455 horsepower. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, the one SS or 2SS pack was just saying that it was an automatic, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was a rental.
And it was like a legit SS but with the auto, so I think it had a slightly different well whatever both of those I think if you're comparing those it was the options, but if you had either of them with the letter, I think it was an automatic is what I'm saying. So both of those had to
Gotcha.
be basically auto V8s. And then when originally they came out like in that's the time. When originally they
Okay.
came out with the V8, they had like a milder cam than the manual.
Yeah.
So it was
Ooh.
like instead of 420 horsepower, it was like 390 horsepower
So
or
it
some
didn't
shit like that.
blow up when it downshifted.
Yeah, I don't know what the reason was, but yeah, it was like a slightly different SS. It was like an almost SS.
As someone who loves 1960s through 1990s cars, I love that Chevy's keeping the best part of Chevy alive, which is where no one knows what the fuck the option packages are. They're just like, can we get a spreadsheet for this? So this is black hood wrap and
Corvette's really bad too. Yeah, like I think Corvette is probably especially bad because you can get like a certain pack with a certain level of interior.
Yeah.
Like you can get like extended leather, but then you can like change certain colors of like certain parts of it
yes.
Separately, and it's like it just gets too much. It just gets to be too much.
Or
But
or my favorite is like the FX2 or the Z66 packages where it's like, yeah, it's off road. Actually, it's a subwoofer.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have a vibrating center console.
Do you have any other ones you want to talk about, Luis?
I got plenty.
Okay. Well, we hit
let's
the time,
see.
but
Do you
so I don't know,
guys-
just one last one.
Yeah, let's do one more, and then you guys want to pick this up with a part 2?
Probably because I think there's more to be said about like.
Or should we like should I stop myself now?
No,
let's get one more.
whatever you want.
Okay. Let's see.
I'm in love with this.
Bill Thomas's Cheetah.
I like where this is going.
I'll never financially recover from this.
You want American?
Yeah.
Oh, these are
This car was
awesome.
this car was literally built with only American parts, engineered and designed in America.
That's
is-
awesome.
Speaking of
Mhm.
cars that were probably at the Riverside Speedway. Okay, let's hit the wiki. This is so cool.
Mhm. This thing was built to beat the the Shelbys, but the funny thing is the engine is set so far back that the output shaft on the tranny is directly connected to the diff.
Oh shit, that's amazing.
Yeah, and then the exhaust actually, since the engine was so far back, it routed above your feet, and it would exit to the side, so your feet were cooking in that car. It had all that heating
Wow.
issues early on until the later models you'll see they have like really big vents in the hood, and that's because it kept heating.
Whoa,
Mhm.
Damn.
that's so loud.
I did not know that that's what the exhaust was like on those cars, and I
Yeah,
didn't know the
exactly.
engine sat so far back.
No, yeah, your feet are literally like the exhaust is going around your feet, cooking your you're
That
getting
is
like
that's a
Yeah.
great looking car though. Yeah,
Mhm.
I gotta say my only problem with it is I want to see the less duded up version of it. I want to see it with rear exhaust pipes and
I don't even know if that
more like
exists.
I think
Did
that was,
they
I think
make a
they're all
road?
like I think they're all side exhaust.
Yeah, did they even make a road version?
I don't know.
A version that was
One thing
intentionally.
I couldn't get the exact engine placement, so they used Corvette engines, I think, and it was either a 327 or 377. I couldn't.
I mean, I feel like back then everyone was different. You know what I mean? Like everyone was a little
Mhm.
bit different. So
well, they're so Lego-y. If you have a
yeah,
specific idea in mind.
That looks
they
like
would have
that
just built
one
it with whatever.
weird salamander thing from the front right there. That those I forget what it's called.
All aluminum. So it's what's a Corvette 4-speed? That's an M20. That's a rock crusher. Or they have T10s. I can't remember.
T10. It's a T10.
Because I guess rock crushers are iron.
1,500 pounds.
Yeah, the thing is, it's a
They're
tiny.
saying it hit 215 miles an hour.
Yeah, dude.
What the fuck?
This car is awesome in my eyes.
When I
That
was a
is
kid and
crazy.
I would get Car and Driver in the mail, this was the stuff that was so cool to me. Like looking at this and just wondering how you got into this car. As
Yeah,
like
like crawling into it. Yeah,
as like a
that's-
47-year-old man who's crashed a bunch of Aston Martins. You have back pain and you got to crawl in there.
That's so cool.
Definitely. Just look at those doors. Like you gotta how do you even get in there?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's a fuel
The
leak.
distributor sticking out the top.
Mhm.
Speaking of things that are like wacky racers, someone could tamper.
True.
Right.
You're like, no, Dylan, no one does that.
So,
Apparently these were just awful and everyone took them off. And now it's the Corvette Rochester fuel injection.
Yeah.
mhm.
And there's like so many cars that would be worth 3 times as much if someone had just left that in the trunk,
Mhm.
instead of throwing it
Right.
in the dust bin.
Yeah, that engine's so tiny, but man, that thing is just cool.
470 horse, 327. This thing,
1,500 pounds.
death.
That's crazy.
Sold for $1 million at Barrett Jackson, apparently, or
Wow.
850.
I also like these comments, like dudes who are like 70 and wandered into this website. I rode in a cheetah in 1964 on the street.
My grandpappy.
I lost track of the car and owner in 1966 when I moved to Philadelphia.
Phila.
This is like something that I saw a photo of it and I was like, I wonder what that is. That's bizarre. Great pick though.
Yep.
It looks like a Ratfink car.
It does, yeah.
Should we call it?
Yeah.
Oh no, we gotta do the cars of we saw this week.
Oh shit. Okay.
I put a mystery car. I want to see if you guys can guess the most recent picture I uploaded into the chat.
Oh hell yeah, brother.
Can you guess
Okay.
all of the full
Can
image?
you open it on the? Okay, it's really zoomed in. Oh, is
Yes.
that looks like a Lincoln side marker? I have no idea what this is.
I think
Dylan?
I know.
I don't know.
I think it's like a Class C motorhome or something.
Here comes a full picture.
Coming in hot.
I don't know. I have no idea what this is.
Yeah.
Oh, good job. Yeah, the headlights were throwing me way off.
It looks like a Lincoln Navigator headlights.
Yeah, it does. That's what I was thinking.
My whiteness was showing. I'm like, oh, it's an RV.
That's an RV.
It's a gas
Yeah.
pusher.
Yeah. Then I put a bunch of other pictures of cars this week as well in
The
the
window
chat.
situation's really wild in this. It's like the Wild Thorn
Yeah.
movie's RV.
That thing is just, it's massive. Behind it are 5 parked cars.
It's an assault on urbanity, as they said in Strippers.
Right. It's like what you would see at Home Depot, taking up like every parking spot.
With smoke coming out the roof.
Right.
Luis, why didn't you buy this?
I don't know.
So ugly without the roof.
Exactly.
Let's see here.
That's crazy. Those are
Okay.
15-inch wheels, and they look way bigger.
back
The
in
cars are so
time.
tiny.
Hell yeah, brother.
Look, Bob,
Oh.
I found this for you, Bob.
Wow.
I saw this exact car with different wheels minty yesterday, and I couldn't get
It's
photo.
all stanced out and wheels and everything.
What the hell?
I think we know what car you should buy, also.
Should I just get another one of these?
Become that guy, the dude who has like not like you know that dude,
Graham Helby? Yeah.
well, the dude, the dude in Corona who had he had like 9 different. God, what are those cars? It's a all Studebakers.
Like down on Main Street.
Yeah, 9 different Studebaker Wasps.
Yeah, he had a really good assortment of Studebakers.
And then he had that lifted 34 station wagon, 4-wheel drive, on like a Jeep frame.
Honestly, this car, I have one. It's identical to this, except not as clean. I wonder how much this guy would sell his for.
Liver.
Probably way too much.
9. 13.
Fuck, imagine.
Have it all track set up.
But it's like, honestly, it's just not a fun car. Like, it's not
it's a toaster.
In my mind,
car.
It's not a cool car. It's not a fun car. I just bought it out of pure utility. Like, I needed a normal car, and I happened to find the station wagon that was interesting.
I went with
and
you.
It's you were there when I bought it. Oh, nice.
All right, I focus on
that color is ridiculous. But yeah, it's not a car I would recommend, other than if you want just a car. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's all I gotta say about that car. It's not a fun thing.
My old crazy roommate had one that he'd like rush into the driveway and then plug it into the battery tender, and like never replace the battery. He was It's pretty wild. We called it the Smeth Mobile. His name is.
Oh, I like this. I like the Phoenix Yellow.
I don't.
Or is this? Yeah, this is Phoenix Yellow, right? Yeah, this is.
Is it a wrap? Cool. It looks real.
No, it's OEM color.
OEM color, yeah, Phoenix Yellow.
I'm just saying it looks really matte.
Oh yeah.
But up front it doesn't. You can see. So that's just what happens.
It's a weird glare, I guess.
I remember years ago I saw a Dakar Yellow E46 M3, which was interesting because I didn't even know that was a thing.
I think Dylan would like the next picture though.
Oh yeah. Let's see.
Hell yeah.
What is it? Oh,
nice.
Very cool.
I very like nice how there's still like.
I'm talking about the Subaru Baja actually in the background.
Subaru Baja.
Subaru Bajas were so for me.
I like them.
And then I moved to Utah, and every car is a Subaru, and there's a ton of them everywhere here. They must be
Those are worth a shitload too.
Yeah, and they are ratty and rusted with like BF Goodriches on them here.
Mm-hmm.
They're asking 25,000.
Mutters. Yeah, but there's like a lot of stick shift ones. I like.
Cool.
I wish I was better at getting photos. I just can't get photos out of my car. And then, I saw a Brat. It's a sign we both need to clean our windows.
Mm.
I saw a Brat with a shell on it, which is bizarre to me.
It is.
But I like that a lot of these are still rolling around, like kind of rusted, kind of bondoed, kind of beaten with a bag of walnuts with spray paint. It's like, because whenever you see an old Bronco, they're like Gwyneth Paltrow's driving it, right?
Right.
They're $70,000.
And next to this car was another kind of cool car that Bob and I would like a lot.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. Oh, the GS in front of it too is pretty nice.
The GS is nice.
Yeah.
Okay, just the side comment. I've been really considering an ES 300 from the same time period.
We have one. We had one.
You had a Lexus ES 300?
My stepdad had one.
Yeah, I want like a 99 or 2000.
Like the first generation, like early one.
I know you don't care about this, Hollister, but this also exists.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I like
But-
them, but I like the 2000 with the better headlights and taillights. It's just, I don't know if those came in a manual.
No, they didn't. They're great cars. Like this is
Yeah,
like if you just want a car.
nah,
Yeah.
but they're like it's like just a nicer version of my car.
Yeah, it's Toyota parts with leather.
Oh,
Nice
Anyway.
stereo.
are we done?
We have 2 more pictures quickly to bring
Okay.
up so I can
Cool.
delete them off my phone so I don't forget.
All right, cool. Because I'm hungry.
Oh, good gravy.
Ooh.
My dad has one in this color. It's never run.
Yep.
That's like every person, like that
Every
always
old
happens.
every old
Yeah.
white guy.
Yeah, seriously, all of his brothers too.
See?
I'm not kidding, except one of
No,
them.
it's
has
gonna be
Triumphs.
us too. We're gonna be like, oh, I
Right.
finally got my car, and it's just
I'll
fucking.
be driving around a fucking 2003 M3 in the fucking 2090 or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it'll
Back
never
in my
run.
day.
It'll just have it. And it's
Right.
like, oh wow, what a cool car.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
leave it in the side yard.
That is
and the
so
roof
cool.
rusts out.
So cool that it just sits there.
Hmm.
Finally got my Panos.
Right.
Yeah.
I got my Cheeto.
Got my
What's
cheetah
the next
brother.
The last one.
Oh, wow.
I was
Old Cadillac?
driving. Yeah, I was driving through the intersection.
It's literally
Very-
impossible to drive one of these without your elbow up, that jacket on, and a beanie.
Right. I'm surprised it doesn't have like that AC window-mounted AC unit, like the lowriders do.
Those are cool. It's such a weird thing that became like
A car
Yeah.
cooler. Yeah.
It looks like a fucking missile launcher.
it makes your car cooler.
Literally and figuratively.
That's cool, man.
Get that in your curb feelers.
Hmm.
You'll be fighting the women off.
Right. Save some poon for us.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay, so I think we're gonna come back with part 2 next week. Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I got plenty of cars
Yeah, me too.
I'll come up with some.
already.
All right.
Are we gonna do it Sunday?
Can you?
Or I mean Tuesday? Sorry.
Let me let me cut it here. Goodbye.
All right. Give us a time so I can like write it down on my.
We can
Dylan.
do Tuesday again.